Thank you, Mr. Daniel, for having you in board. I want to ask you some questions. What is the fallout between President Uhuru and his deputy? What is your take?
Wow. Okay. First of all, thank you for allowing me to come to your studios. I'm not really sure what really happened between the two. We're talking about President Uhuru and his deputy, William Ruto. For me, it's a total disappointment what really happened, because I believe the two made the best duo when it comes to presidency and his deputy. I thought they would do great for the Kenyans community, considering that they started in the middle age, in their 40s, and now they're in their 50s. I thought they could be a dynamic duo, The 2 terms they have served, I believe they could deliver a lot for the Kenyans, considering, they're energetic, they're young, but then they fell out. I don't want to go with the rumors, going around of what actually happened. Cut. My thing is, I don't want to go with the rumors, but what I believe as a person is, there was a time they were actually inseparable. When I say the President Uhuru and His Excellency, also the Deputy, William Ruto. Now it's loyalty should count for something. The fact that Honorable William Ruto has stood by the President Uhuru for the 2 terms should count for something. And I know, it's just like friendship. It's like any union. You can actually you can actually have misunderstanding, you can actually have disagreements, but at the end of the day, you are both of you at the war together. You're actually fighting the same battle. So I believe loyalty should count for something. I believe that the President Uhuru, whatever happened between him and William Ruto, he should have sucked it in like a man, and possibly, given him some benefit of doubt. I just given him like that go ahead and endorse him as the next president, because he's been, I believe, his best mate when it comes to vice president for the 2 terms that have been on board. So I think that should count for something. So, it's a disappointment that it ended the way it ended.
Why are you undecided as a voter?
I'm undecided, but it's because of, okay, I'll tell you this. I've been a very, very, very strong supporter of Ruto as a person. I'm talking about Honorable William Ruto, who's vying for the president's seat. And I believe he can make one of the best presidents that we've ever had. And when I say that is because look at Donald Trump, who's been an ex-president when it comes to the US. He's one guy that people don't really like a lot when it comes to the way he talks or his mannerisms and stuff like that. But when you take the economy, what he did for the economy, the US economy, when he was in that 5-year period, actually it was a 4-year period as a president, you'll be shocked. A lot of actually businesses thrived during Trump's period, as opposed to the time when Obama was there as a president. So I believe Ruto has some resemblance when it comes to Trump as a person. So for me, I've known Ruto for a period of time, and I believe he can actually deliver for the Kenyans. Now, when it comes to his vice president, I have a question mark, and that's now where this all is coming back, because I'm not very sure about Honorable Kashagwa as a person. I cannot really go out there and vouch for him as a person. So that's why there's a little bit of shake around. Now, when you go to Azimio, that is the Baba team. There are a lot of questions when it comes to Baba or Honorable Raila Odinga, because for one, the man is 77 years old, and you cannot teach, an old cat new tricks. He's in that age limit whereby there's very little you can do for him, or you can actually change his ideologies and stuff like that. He might have fought for Kenya, he might have done so many things for Kenya, he might have brought out the new constitution, he might be maybe the first opposition leader that we have. But when it comes to leadership, the things that we need to actually look for. So for me, I believe Raila should be more of an advisor to the government as opposed to being the president of the government, because he's been there during all these times and all this bad leadership that we've going through. Because I believe the only time that Kenya really thrived was during the Kibaki period. And, God rest his soul in peace. And for now, I don't have the other thing is, I don't have a problem with the vice president for Azimio. Mother Karua, I really respect her as a woman. She has a lot of integrity. She has a lot of class. She's a decent woman as a person. So now, that's the problem I'm having right now. I got Ruto on this side as one guy I believe that can make a very good president. And I have Mother Karua who can make a very good VP. But then when it comes to the Azimio president candidate, who's Raila, I have a big question mark, because I don't think he can deliver for Kenyans. He cannot do anything different from what we've experienced from the last previous presidents, except Kibaki, who I believe excelled very well and did very well for Kenyans. And when it comes to the other side, when you think about Ruto, I believe given a chance, Ruto can really do well.
Whom do you think would make a better president between Honorable Ruto, Honorable Raila, and Honorable George Wajakoya?
No doubt about it. I think I still go with UDA. I still go with Ruto personally, because I say Ruto is no disrespect, Honorable William Ruto is somebody I've known for over the years. Not really known as a person. Actually, I've done he was the first person, let's say, way back in '97 that I rented a vehicle from. He was actually out there hustling. When it comes to being an hustler, I believe Ruto is a true hustler. And he's one guy who I think makes things happen. So I think Ruto, given the opportunity and then blend in a little bit of the Christianity values that he has, and I believe he's a true Christian when it comes to Christianity, I believe he can do very well for the Kenyans without having to go into all these, we have a lot of corruption in the country, and if he's willing to go an extra mile to curb the corruption in the country, the age differences that we have, the wage differences that we have in the economy, the disparity that we have in the employment sector, all this stuff, if he can address that, because right now, there's really nothing more Ruto really needs as a person when it comes to wealth, when it comes to money. So it's about time he deliver to the Kenyans. 10 years is good enough. He's been there with President Uhuru. This should be the time that Honorable Ruto should actually build his own legacy. Now, when it comes to Baba, as I said before, who's Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, the man is 77 years old, and we're not trying to create another economy which is like Zimbabwe, where we had Mugabe rule until he was 93, for him to get out of the presidency seat. For a president, you need a dynamic person. You need somebody who's fit, you need somebody who's actually energetic, somebody who can actually handle that office. When you look at the team, when you look at the president right now, President Kenyatta, when he entered office and the way he looks right now, you'll actually see the presidency office has actually taken a toll on the president. That's not a seat to play around with. So I believe Raila, the Honorable Raila Odinga, is not going to be able to take the pressure from that office. And that's why I think still Ruto is a better candidate. When it comes to Honorable George Wajakoya, is it Wajakoya?
Wajakoya.
Yeah, Wajakoya, who's a man that I really like, his swag and everything. I think he reminds me a lot about myself. He's gone through a lot as a person. And deep inside, I think still believe that he's got some things that he needs to deal with before he can actually become that president. Because he has, some of the things he's talking about, liberation of the weed, drugs and stuff like that. I don't think that's for Kenya. That might be good maybe out there in the developed countries, but not for Kenya. When you think about scraping about the constitution and stuff like that, I think that's a little bit way off board. So totally, all in all, they're good people as people, but I think when it comes to the president office, you need somebody who's sober, somebody who's energetic, somebody who's got a vision, somebody who's enlightened, and somebody who has actually been out there and understands the Kenyan issues, the Mwananchi issues, The best person I think is Honorable William Ruto.
Why is these elections very important to you and to Kenyans in general?
Oh, these elections, I think it's going to be like possibly the first time that we can change things around. All over the years, except during the Kibaki era, which I think really did a lot for the Kenyans. That's the only time that Kenya has really like thrived as an economy. And you're talking about the two terms. That's I think that was 2007, all the way to 20, I think 2012. So that period of time, I think it was 2 terms. Kenya thrived as an economy. We need to keep switching around. The presidents get the best candidate. We're talking about, we want to scrap up the Kenyatta era. We're talking of Jomo Kenyatta, who we respect a lot, being the founder of this nation. We're talking of Honorable Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi, who was a teacher, and he did his part. Then now we have, Honorable Kibaki, who's rested, And we're talking about all these people have done what they have done, but now we just need to change things around. I think we need to give new blood, to enjoy that seat and to see what we as Kenyans can thrive from that. Because, we have a saying which we Kambas normally say all the time, is that if you keep eating your mother's food all the time, you always believe that your mother is the best cook. But unless you go out there and try somebody else's food, you'll never get to understand what is out there. So I believe it's an election that we need to make a change. It's an election that we need to get rid of all these bad leaders that have been there for a very long time, just doing the same thing. And again, I think we need to get rid of that insanity which is going on, which is basically repeating the same leaders over and over and over again. We're expecting different results, but it's not going to work out for Kenya. I think Kenya, we need to make a total change, and I believe this election is the right place to begin.
Okay, Mr. Daniel, give us your final words or statements.
My final words is, I think all these candidates have a lot to actually fix, but I'll go ahead and just tell that I'll tell my what do you call it, my buddy, like I wouldn't really call it buddy, but you're saying my elect, who's Honorable Ruto William, that you have a lot to do. You have a lot of ground to cover, because where I am right now, you're trying basically to say you're the man, but there's really no support. We really don't have people don't know so much about you, and it's unfortunate.